My week 2 predictions fell right on their face. I went 3-5, but hey, I'm glad to be wrong if that means that there was good football, and boy, there was some good football. First game I'm going to talk about was the Birmingham Stallions at the Michigan Panthers. If I told you that the Stallions quarterbacks would combine for 141 yards through the air and a single interception, you would have thought that this team had a bad day. But their defense was a standout for this team, which is a breath of fresh air because I think that we've all become accustomed to hearing how great this offense is, but not hearing much about their defense. They were putting pressure on Perry all night, collapsing the pocket, and even when he got the ball out, they were breaking up the pass. They had 7 sacks, 8 tackle for losses, 8 pass breakups, and an interception. Oh, and I almost forgot the forced fumble. From line to the secondary, they left nothing on the field. And this team showed flaws, but none too glaring to stop the W. This Panthers defense did their job, or at least in my opinion, I thought that they did. They held this Stallions team to 3 field goals in the first half, and they even had that goal line stand, and also intercepted Matt Corral. I actually kind of felt bad for EJ Perry in this game, okay? Because that offensive line was showing cracks, and Perry had no time to stand in the pocket. Even when they were able to stop the pass rush, their receivers couldn't even get open. And don't even get me started on their run game. Their only receiver to get over 30 yards was Marcus Sims, who was just that guy for them. He even had that touchdown in the second quarter, which was just a beautiful pitch and catch. But outside of that, their second leading receiver only had 27 yards. And you know, I can't forget about Jake the Great, absolutely drilling this 62-yarder. He's officially 2 for 2 on 60+ yard field goals, but unofficially 3 for 3.
Build him the statue right now!
We need to start a petition to get Josh Love back on this team. The second game I want to talk about is Houston at DC. Honestly, it was just sloppy football on both sides of the ball, but there is no denying the grit that both teams showed. What it really boiled down to was which quarterback was just better. Offensive player of the year, third string quarterback. Jordan is just that guy, okay? The more you watch this guy, the more you understand why he won offensive player of the year. He is just a playmaker, and he delivers when he needs to. Like this throw being dropped into the bucket of Ty Scott for the touchdown, which would prove to be the game winner for DC. I regretted this moment since making this video, but their defense actually made a play that prevented a touchdown.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
Former New York Giant DeAndre Baker forced a fumble on Kirk Merritt in the open field, and this, in my opinion, was the turning point of the entire game. The Roughnecks defense still looked pretty stout. Reuben Foster was a menace on the field, leading the team in tackles and even had a couple pass breakups as well. Jordan Teamu didn't respect his elder though, and gift wrapped this one to Corn Elder for a pick 6.
Give me that!
Jay Guarantano started the game for the Roughnecks, but went down with a back injury, and in came Reed Sinnett. And that's honestly when the spark kind of came back for this team. Reed has some NFL reps and it shows. He ended the game with 221 yards and a tutty. Even though they lost the game, it makes you wonder that if they started him, if they could have won. On to one of the more exciting games of the weekend, the San Antonio Brahmas at the Memphis Showboats. The Showboats came out hot, scoring on their opening drive, in which Chef Cook is putting his body on the line, diving for the pylon. Darius Victor got involved in this one, putting up 54 yards rushing and a couple of receptions as well. But that's not the reason why I'm mentioning him. I've heard that Big Five saved lives, and I finally saw it come to fruition with Big Body hitting this block to allow Cooks to scramble for the first down. Jonathan Adams had himself another day, making this look easy, boxing out Phillips to get up and grab this, which set up their leading scorer, Matt Coughlin. Why'd you have to cut off the mullet, man? Their defense played incredible in the first half, holding the Brahmas to 9 yards offensively, and even had that late game interception that should have all but sealed it for the Showboats. But that's when it all fell apart. The Brahmas came out with a fire and a tenacity themselves. This game was the tale of two halves.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Chase Garbers went from Gerber-induced vomiting to absolutely babying the Showboats defense. In the fourth quarter alone, he threw for 221 yards, including this dot to Kirkland, which, here's a fun fact for you, the NFL record is held by Eli Manning with 252 passing yards in the fourth quarter. Is Garbers the next Eli? And if there are any questions on whether or not these guys are legit, just ask Marshawn.
You know what I mean? If I'm sober, then they probably ain't gonna work. But if I'm a little bit loaded,
and they probably get the job done.
But what's even more special is the special teams player who absolutely destroyed Trey Williams. Get it? And Jordan Williams shoots the A-gap to pull his best Palomalu impression as sack case on this one. We got to see the Brahmas stun the Showboats in the final moments of the game with the first alternate possession of the season. My personal favorite game of the weekend was the Arlington Renegades at the St. Louis Battlehawks. I know we're used to hearing about shootouts in St. Louis, but this time I'm talking about football. The Renegades came to St. Louis and AJ McCarry and the Hawks showed out for their record-breaking crowd. The Battlehawks strike first with AJ dishing it to his favorite target, Marcel Aitman. Aitman would go on to have 114 yards, 2 touchdowns on 4 receptions. Mateo Durant had a day himself, having over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. I mean, hell, even their defense showed up in this one too. Peta showed us why he won Defensive Player of the Year last season, having 2 sacks in the first half and finishing with 3 tackle for losses as well. Chris Payton-Jones came up big, breaking up the potential game winner from the gunslinger Perez, with their kicker Andre Smith kicking the game winner. And just listen to the crowd as it goes through.
And St. Louis wins it.
St. Louis is showing us why that they deserve an NFL team again. And with the recent news of the taxpayers voting against the stadium projects for the Chiefs and Royals both, there could be a possibility of the Chiefs going to St. Louis, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Luis Perez has shown us in back-to-back weeks that he is the consistent deliverer of dots, like this one to his tight end to get them cooking with canola oil. And Sam Cannella even hit him with the too small celly. Like, God, I love the UFL, and it's only week 2. The Renegades must have watched the Stallions tape because they opted to go with a 2-quarterback scheme as well, having Lindsey Scott come in and run in their first touchdown to get them in the game. Oh, and this trick play on the 2-point conversion to tie it up. You know, John Harbaugh jotted that one down so that way he can hopefully beat the Chiefs next year.
Write that down, write that down!
Kicker Taylor Rosolino came in and drilled a 52-yarder before going into half. And to be honest, this would have been more impressive if I haven't become jaded by Jake Bates, making me only think that 60-plus yarders are impressive. But no kicker compares to being blue-balled by the master Batester. This game could have ended better for the Renegades, though, if Pat McAfee's recommendation could have hit a field goal. And just like McAfee's antivirus, could hit the road and get off of my computer. On to the awards for week 2, and remember, all of my award winners are hand-picked for such prestigious honors. The Eli Manning Award is awarded to a quarterback who just throws the most mind-numbing interception, and unfortunately this week that goes to Jordan Ta'amu for this overthrow on his wide open target. The wet like water. Best throw of the weekend, Luis Perez to Sam Cannella with the too small celly to cap it off. Though, what are you talking about? Best special teams player of the week, the master Batester with a 62-yard field goal. And finally, the Carpenter Award for laying wood. De La Haye destroying Trey Williams on this kickoff. Week 3 of the UFL is going to have some interesting games. It's going to separate the boys from the men. Now, I know that my batting average is the best so far, but hey, even Tom Brady throws interceptions, so I'm going to cook us up the right predictions this week. Now, I know it seems that I just love to hate on DC here, but you know, the Renegades just don't look like an 0-2 team, and I think in the XFL Championship rematch, the Renegades are going to come out on top again. I can't bet against Skip Holtz in this 9-game win streak. This team looks red hot on both sides of the football. And you know, I want to like the Memphis Showboats, but they just seem like that they stopped playing football in the second half. So I'm going to give it to the Stallions in a close one. The Roughnecks versus Panthers is really going to be a defensive battle. What defense do you like more? And let's just be honest, both of these quarterbacks are going to be running for their life the entire game. So I think whatever team has the ball last is going to be the one that wins. Let's hunt. And finally, the game of the weekend is going to be the Battlehawks versus the Red Hot Brahma Mamas, who are coming off of an unbelievable fourth quarter comeback. But hey, listen, I think that this game is going to come down to whatever quarterback can carry their team to victory. And my pick is AJ McCarry and the Hawks. Ka-Kaw is law, baby. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. And if you liked it, please subscribe, or you know, even check out my other videos and let me know what you think. Also, if you are a fan of sports history, then you should come check out my YouTube shorts or my TikTok, where I post daily.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jonathan's Gibberish.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Andrews. Welcome back to another episode.